Hello, welcome to Follow Everton. Everton have just lost 3-1 away at Crystal Palace. I'm Ryan. I'm with Basil. Hi, Basil. Crystal Palace haven't beaten us at home for 27 years and haven't won any of the last three games. They lost the last three games. And we came into this game on the back of an Arsenal win. So how does that happen, David? How can it go from one extreme to another? And how can Everton lose for the first time in 27 years?
Shambolic tonight. Shambolic. How can you play like we did against Arsenal in the second half? And albeit Arsenal have a soft belly, as Crystal Palace did not offer it really a soft belly tonight. They didn't shut up shop and try and defend the lead. So it was always going to be harder to try and break them down and get back in the game. But we started so incredibly slow, considering we were coming off the back of the confidence of a last 10-minute win against Arsenal. It just makes no sense. And all it points to me is that things are just deep-rootedly not going on, not right within the camp. And it just doesn't seem to be working.
It's like he's on a one-man mission to ruin Everton Football Club, Rafa Benitez, and I've given him the benefit of the doubt so many times, and I've really had his back at times and made excuses for him. But I'm sorry, I'm not making excuses today. I saw a system that didn't suit us at all. We didn't press as a team. We pressed as maybe two or three players, and we were passed through. He left Luca Dean out again. I mean, what does he have to do to play in his natural position? He's France's left back. And we looked all over the shop defensively. It was more of the same. Conceding a goal from a set piece and two horrible individual errors again. And it's week in, week out. And where does that end, David? When does the buck stop and you go, well, actually, this isn't down to not having Calvert-Lewin. This is down to having a clown in charge who's fallen out with everyone, who's got less friends than a fucking, I don't know, parking attendant.
Certainly a huge element that it's not just the injuries. It just beggars belief tonight how we can go from one to the other. We've basically gone back to the run that we were on before Arsenal. Take Arsenal out, we're back on that same terrible
There's
run.
nothing positive. There's not one redeeming feature about this team. Even Damari Gray gave the ball away for the goal they scored.
That was back with all those very poor losses, like the Watford and Wolves, like giving away shambolic goals, not looking up for the fight till the last 10 minutes. It's not good enough.
I honestly don't know what to do because he's not going to get the chop, is he? Let's be honest. He seems to have the most safe job in football, and he's got rid of everyone: director of football, head of medicine, head of recruitment. First choice left back. Richarlison seemed unhappy with him as well. He's got a bit of a calf injury, but there's no redeeming features and there's no real solutions. And January can't come quick enough, but I'm afraid there isn't going to be the money there. And would I even trust Rafa Benitez to spend any money? No.
Well, I'd trust him to spend the money judged on what he spent in the summer. But there won't be much money to spend anyway.
Well, Andros Townsend has been anonymous for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And he's a squad player at best.
He really struggled out wide today. And I don't think he touched the ball for 35 minutes at the start. And he was better when he moved inside and he set the tone of the press. I don't think that whole system at the start worked. It wasn't 4-3-3. It was 4-2-3-1 with Gomez playing like a sort of...
He was anonymous for large parts of the game.
Free player, you could call him.
He was awful. Thought Townsend had an awful first half. Gomez was anonymous. The only decent player in the first half I thought was Ben Godfrey, and then even he loses his marker for the goal. The first goal, the individual mistake. Damari Gray, he's got time. He doesn't need to play. He rushes it, and then I'm not being funny, but Delph ball watching, running up with the play when we haven't, built it, and Damari Gray's facing his own goal. It's like he turns away, disinterested. And even then, you can mark Gallagher. You can pick the player up. We don't mark him. We leave him in time and space. Takes a beating at the near post. It's a good finish, but it's just a shambles, isn't it?
Gallagher was outstanding that whole game. He's
I know.
everywhere, all over the park.
People have been raving about him for weeks, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I have seen him. I have seen him play well. I saw him last year play for England under 21s, but he's come on this year leaps and bounds, and he just he looks up for the fight, and he's always in where the space is. He drifts there and gets away from his marker. That's why he scores that goal, because he drifts into space. And he's obviously got quality, but we just can't give the players that so much time. I mean, the all 3 goals are kind of comical, unforgivable.
Tell us about the second goal. Tell me what you think about the second goal. And then
I think the second goal, well, it comes from Coleman getting pushed in the back from Zaha. He tries to get up, he's shouting at the ref, and then it goes down the wing. There's a corner kick, and nobody deals with the corner. He's unmarked at the back post. Their defender, and
ball watching again.
He puts it in. I mean, we just don't look a threat. We don't look a threat whatsoever from any corner kick or set piece, and we look even not worse. From a set piece. We don't look good from defending them either, but we actually look worse attacking them than we do defensively. I don't know whether this is down to you've taken a lot of quality out, because some deep free kicks we've had chances where you think Sigurdsson would actually swing the ball in from there and get some whip on it and a chance, whereas you got Gray and Townsend over it from that distance. You're thinking they're just going to lump it, and they do lump it, and it just doesn't. It's a lot of different set pieces overall.
The third goal as well at the end. I mean, it's desperate, wasn't it? He was just kind of get rid of it. We needed to get the ball back in play, but what can you do? I mean, you can't have it. You can criticize them all you want, but we needed to get the ball back in play. Gomez then walks it into trouble. It's a collective mess, and obviously that strike is just ridiculous. Out of its world.
It's we were going to lose anyway. But the thing that annoys me is the fight. The fight comes in from 70 minutes, and we played like that for the whole game. We wouldn't be losing 2-0.
Well, I think the fight didn't come till the pace and the urgency and the quality didn't come till about 88 minutes, 87 minutes.
It was about when we scored the goal, and Gordon should have scored.
Should have scored. I don't know how Gordon didn't score. And there was another big chance we missed.
We didn't have many chances.
The Rondon one when he turned.
Rondon. That's the one he scored, wasn't it? I think I know what you mean. Oh, absolutely. I think Townsend hit it and it got blocked. Yeah, if he'd unleashed Gordon, he might have had a better angle for it.
But Dave, I'm at my wit's end with it. I really am at my wit's end. I mean, I watched it with my girlfriend. She said it would be 3-1, and that was 5 minutes in. She said this is going to finish 3-1. She's like the ghost. She did it last in a previous game, predicting the score, and it's like that sums us up really. We're predictable. We're predictably shy. You know what you're going to get from us. We're going to concede from set pieces. We make individual errors. We're not very good going forward. We don't press well. We're not compact or organised. No. I don't know what Rafa Benitez can do with this bunch, but at the same time, he's not the answer. I'm going to come to the comments. There's loads of them, David, and I don't have an awful lot of time, as you know. Will Lewis says, get this man out of our club now. Relegation, here we come. He says, another week absolutely ruined by this absolute shambles of a football club. When will it change? I'm sorry, Will, I have no idea. I genuinely can't see it changing at the moment, and I don't think Calvert-Lewin is the answer. You can stick him up front, but that doesn't stop Coleman passing it like that, or Damari Gray passing it like that, or I mean, all the goals are merging into one. We're conceding that many week in, week out. Martin Walsh says, I'm done. I'm not going again till he's gone. Fair enough. Don't blame you. And Mark Spurrier says, how was that not looked at for the studs on Coleman? Yeah, that was a clear red card, but you're never going to get that away from home. Just a fucking joke, really. It was a studs up challenge on Coleman. Walsh, I don't blame you, mate. The club's really rotten, absolutely rotten to the core. It's completely toxic at the moment. And Kevin saying that's Coleman's Gary Neville moment. He should retire. Tommy George, hi Tommy. He's saying he's got to go. Don't blame you, Tommy. I think that sentiment's shared. There's no redeeming features about that cop-out in charge of us now. Stu Disbury saying the waiters created an even bigger problem now. Richarlison will say he wants out, and now we will have the money to give Tom a 3-year deal. Very funny. Dave Weston, shocking substitutions by Rafa taking Richarlison off. In fairness, I do think he had a calf injury. For me, we should have put Rondon on to support Richarlison, took Gomez or Townsend off. Both were poor. I agree. Gomez drifted out of that game after 30 minutes. Fair comment. And John Devine, he says the fat cunt needs killing. Martin says, dare you to defend Coleman? Dare you? No, I'm not making excuses for him. I do think he genuinely cares. I do think it hurts. I do think at the end he was absolutely desperate to try and make something happen, and his heart's in the right place. But obviously, you can just not rely on him. Remember, we had Sidibe and him. Sidibe and him were rotating for 2 seasons or 1 season, each playing half the games, and that was 2-3 years ago when we said he needed competition, and now there's just nothing. Margaret's questioning taking Richarlison off. I think he had a calf injury. David, now you take over the rest of those comments.
How do you know that he had a calf injury?
He was holding his calf, and he was holding it in the first half.
He was stripping off his ankle stuff and all that, but I thought that was just in protest of going off.
He wasn't happy at all.
He wasn't injured. I can't believe he took him off, because you don't take your best players off.
Just leave him in the box.
I know he was isolated on his own up front. He offered nothing, but you've got to pair him with another striker. He's up against 3 tall, strong centre-backs. And the Mitchell guy, he's not going to have any joy like that. Another one from Kevin. Gomez was shocking as well. He's like a ghost. He does nothing.
He turns up like once in a blue moon and does something, and you think, he's got quality.
Moments from him, but he seemed a bit lost. His position was lost, and he's not match fit.
Didn't get on control of the ball.
John saying we're shit, but shouldn't be saying playing as bad as this. I completely agree. I don't understand it, because we know we can play much better than this, and it's so inconsistent.
We're fighting relegation.
He also says it's a major shit house. Ice-D says shocking. Dave saying Holgate was to blame for the 3rd goal, giving away the stupid foul on the player that was down in the corner going nowhere. He's a liability. Holgate thinks he's fucking weird. Yeah, it's quite true. But I mean, the game was done by then. It was too little, too late. January ain't gonna do anything. See, well, we can have hope, can't we?
David, why are we going to Crystal Palace with the attitude? Oh, this is the comment. Jotty spot on. I was just thinking this. Why are we going there and playing on the counter attack?
I was going to raise this later on, but we basically went there for a point, and that's so negative. It's terrible. There was no press. We're sitting deep, just letting them pass it around. It's clear that they can pass it around, and just didn't get near them in the first half. And it's no wonder we went in, a few goals down, albeit from our own mistakes, really. But, went 1-0 down. Then you think he's come out for second half. You think he's going to change the game, but he doesn't. He leaves them on for another 10 minutes before making the same changes you think he needed to make, because it was obviously not sticking up front. There was nothing happening. A Gomez thing, that it wasn't working. And we created nothing, and he leaves it another 10 minutes. And I just don't know. I just don't.
Awful management. Awful management. Tommy George, Coleman shite, Holgate shite, Gomez shite, Gray shite, Delph shite, Decore semi shite. Let me add a few more on there. Michael Keane shite on the ball watching, getting out jumped by Conor Gallagher. Colt Pickford's kicking was woeful. Ben Godfrey lost his man for the corner. I can't give you any credit whatsoever. I can't give any of them any credit. Irish motorcycle vlog. So Southall played great. Ferguson was unlucky not to score. Joking, by the way, just a Palace fan. Go and enjoy yourself, mate. What are you doing on an Everton stream? Come on. Oh, you don't have a live post-match stream. Well, maybe that's something you need to set up. Hit the subscribe button for us, please. Derek Arnold, you as well. He says he's got rid of James, replaced him with Rondon, who's nowhere near good enough. He'll do the same with Dean, making us weaker over time. He should have been sacked after Brentford. I completely agree that Rafa Benitez is a poison. He's toxic. He falls out with everyone. He's shown me nothing whatsoever that makes me think he's going to change things around. Even at the start of the season, we were bailed out by a few penalties, and I don't think we played particularly well. I think the goodwill's running out. I don't think he's even going to get a chance to see what he's like with Calvert-Lewin back. I'm just being honest with you. Dave Weston
Well,
said you hit the nail on the head. Ryan ball watching their goal on midfield reacted. They were ball watching for the corner and the goal and the first goal.
are you asking me a question?
No, go on. You switch now. 39.
No, I just had a thought that we are playing Chelsea, and I just don't see us getting anything. And then we look into Leicester on Sunday with under a bad run of 11 games with just that win at Arsenal. I don't see how long he can stay. Is that the one you've just played? Joe's saying, I think it's going to be a popular shout. Why replace Richarlison of all people with Rondon? Yeah, I mean, you could hear the boos, couldn't you? Even
they were shouting red and white shout, weren't they?
Took us to 30 minutes to play on the front foot. Yeah, it took us till, the last 20 minutes, really, to do anything, to have any motivation to get more than a point. Joe High, time and time again. And I'm sick of it. Players are shit, management team on the board are shit. Well, the board didn't play tonight, but, it's a combination of everything.
The board are shit. Half of them have gone now. There's no one left. It'll just be Rafa. Anthony Gordon should have squared it for a Tondon instead of shooting. I can't remember the chance, but I thought he opened his body up to shoot and he should have scored. And Rondon was going to get the rebound.
He hits it too straight. If he goes across and puts it in the corner, it goes in.
Poor again. I've got nothing positive to say. He's positive in his play, I suppose, but it's a lack of quality. Was the Arsenal game a farce? I mean, I personally thought that Arsenal could have scored 3 times in injury time with a little bit of final product. Odegaard had a chance. There was one that hit the post and the Aubameyang one at the end. So I thought we got away with it there and we quite easily could have lost.
Yeah,
under no illusions. Under no illusion that we were any good because we scored a wonder goal.
I don't think we look any better when we actually play. When we try to soak up pressure and play on the counter, we look poor doing that most of the time. At Arsenal, we conceded 3 big chances. Today, we tried to play defensive and we conceded big chances. If you're going to just concede big chances anyway, what's the point? You may as well take the game to them.
It was crying out for Rondon to brace Townsend and push Richarlison out wide. I mean, I think I would have gone with Rondon on for Gomez and brought Gordon on for Townsend and then tried to get the ball into the box and win the second balls. But what do I know? Margaret says, I'm a 50 years. I've had a season ticket for 50 years and I want Rafa out. Fair enough. I don't blame you. Joey 11, it's like we're not playing in front of an Everton full house today. We don't need to run the same. They don't care. That's the answer. They don't care. He wasn't happy coming off, which tells me he wasn't injured.
Yeah.
Evening, Stephen. Joe Mulhern. Hi, Joe. He says, if Richarlison was injured, why was he so angry? Because he's probably fucking fed up. Steve Delaney, at this rate, lads, we'll soon be staring relegation in the face. I think we're going to lose to Chelsea for sure on Thursday, and then that'll be more of the same against Leicester. I can only see one direction that we're going in, and that's the Championship. Barry Fairfield, the way he sets up, invites teams to come at us. And yeah, we're not even good on the counter-attack. Makes out with some sort of elite counter-attacking team.
I think, looking through the Twitter before the game at the team news, I think most people on there commented saying they were happy with that team and, finally he's going with the 3 in midfield. He just didn't play the 3 in midfield as I think people were expecting it to be, with Decore pushed on the right and Gomez pushed on the left. It was Decore seemed lost and Gomez was just floating around up front. He seemed to be the target man. If he's going to be the target man for long balls, you may as well have Rondon on.
Lost for words. Absolutely lost for words.
Rafa's played counter-attacking football every away game. We're fucked if we go behind. Yeah.
We go behind in every game. The only games we've won, we go behind in every match, even the ones we've won.
Dave saying 108 days since we won away with Brighton in August. And I couldn't believe our away records because we looked pretty good away. We drew at Old Trafford. We should have won at Leeds. We beat Brighton convincingly. And then, we've just been shocking since. Lee's saying it's all down to tactics when you go draw Richie not getting fed. What do you expect? Yeah, well, there's no service, is there? No service at all.
There's better service on 3 mobile, and if you're on 3, you barely can get any service.
Stephen saying didn't watch the game, disappointing result. You know what? I wanted to switch the game off at 60 minutes. I really did, but I couldn't do. That's so I wouldn't. It's not worth watching at the moment, is it? Really?
Fucking furious.
Joe, I think looking at all our matches, Rafa goes there defensive first half to suss teams out and only lets the guys loose in the second half late on. This has happened so many times. I don't know if it is Rafa. I feel like the players just aren't up for it at the start, and it takes them till half time to get a boot in. And even then, they didn't come out and look much better till they thought, oh, we'll have to run now. It's 20 minutes to go. We may as well.
Yeah, David, I mean, the intensity and the tempo wasn't there till the 80th minute. I don't think we go defensively. I think we go timid and we look shy. For me, if we were to set up defensively, it would be really, really tight and compact, limiting the spaces between the lines and defending deep in our box. It was neither here nor there. We tried to press them a bit, but most of the time they'd cut through us like every other team has done this season. I'm going to go through these comments quickly before we wrap things up because I think we are repeating ourselves many times, week in, week out, and with this particular video as well. David, you're laughing because it's true. We can't even do the basics. Going back to Arsenal, Alan was looking like Tierney crossing. Yeah, Alan, I mean, don't get me started on him. We missed him today, or did we? Because I've seen him do exactly the same things as the likes of goes missing, chasing balls, playing in the wrong area, not protecting the defence. He's better than Delph, but there's not much in it. Margaret, Rafa out. Will Lewis get red and white shite out for this club? Dad will be going mad in heaven. 6 kids and grandkids, all blues. Who was a better squad, Palace or Everton? With respect, I think on paper, man for man, Everton have got a better squad, better first 11. But I just don't think we've got the strength and depth, and we've got the injuries. Obviously, Yerry Mina was injured today. Calvert-Lewin was injured. He left out Luca Dean, who's our first choice left back and starts for France.
He's right though. At least Vieira he's actually got a game plan. He's actually got a strategy and identity to how they want to play. And it's taken him, a few rough patches this season so far. But yeah, there has been real moments of quality from them with the same bunch of players that they've had for years. So.
Have you got anything else you want to say, Dave?
No.
Would you sack Rafa Benitez right now? There's enough of him now.
I would like to, but I'm just thinking about who you could bring in. That's the only problem.
You get Dave Weston in charge. He wants to play Decore.
He's always teared a lot of holes through the club. So, if you let him carry on, does he tear more holes, or do you let him kind of fix the holes that he's deliberately turned? I
think it's the first time I've sat on the stream and I've just thought, I just can't be asked talking about this anymore.
Chelsea, I just wouldn't even bother. They're too good, Chelsea.
Duncan Ferguson looked fed up, didn't he?
He's probably got no say in anything.
Right, guys, thanks for watching. Everton losing away at Crystal Palace for the first time in 27 years. The irony of it being the 27 years campaign as well. And 3 defeats in a row for Crystal Palace, and then they go and beat us today. Very, very tepid from Everton. Didn't turn up, bottled it. There was very little commitment and fight. I thought Ben Godfrey in the first half was the only player who showed any desire. And there was very, very little individual errors, conceding from a set piece again. There was a positive. Solomon Rondon scored a tap in after some neat centre forward play. but really it was too little, too late. There wasn't enough end product. There certainly wasn't enough quality in the front four between them. And I'm struggling really to see how we can get out of this mess, even with Richard Calvert-Lewin supposedly coming back into the first team fold next week. So shoot me now. Have a good weekend. Don't let this ruin it. We've seen it too many times. We could sit here and talk about this all day, but I think for your own sanity, go and have a coffee or something. Find something else to do. Go for a walk. Get your mind off this because it's really, really fucking bad. And let's see what happens. And let's see what he says in the post-match action. I can't see him doing any better than the last 5 coaches yet. And he's a has-been, Rafa Benitez. He went to China for a reason. Dave, are you staying on or are we wrapping things up?
No, I've got to go.
Okay, thanks for your comment, John. John, Dave, Joe, Margaret, Will, the Crystal Palace fan, Stephen Richardson, Lee Hill, Barry Fairfield, Steve Delaney, Joey 11, Mr. Austin, thank you for watching. Tommy George, John Devine, Steve Chapman, Martin Walsh, and Stu Didsbury, Kevin Bracey, Mark Spurrier. Thank you. If I haven't named you, thank you. We do appreciate you for watching the show, as shit it is. Again, hit the subscribe button and like wherever you are watching. Thank you. And I'll see you after the Chelsea defeat. And then again for the Leicester defeat. Try to enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, you too. Thanks, Jerry. Take care. Thank you. Bye now.